Okay guys, it's time for a much needed hair update. Don't go anywhere. Hi, this is Brittany and you're watching Locked Queen Bee. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also click on the bell so that you get notifications whenever I upload a new video. So today's video topic, we're going to be covering all things hair, all things lock. And so I'm going to give you a few hair updates. I'm going to talk about my retightening. I'm also going to be talking about a product that I've been using, the Crown Elixir, and give you some updates on that as well. Okay, so let's first start with a few hair updates. Right now, I have my hair out of the protective style that I kept it in for about 7 weeks. The reason why I took my hair out of the 2-strand twist that I had them in was because I was really missing the feeling of being able to play with my hair, run my hands through it, and just have hair that was loose. Not loose in the sense of loose natural, loose meaning that it was not in a protective style. And so I kind of missed that feeling of just that hair freedom that I felt when I was locked for 2 years before, and I wasn't really putting my hair in protective styles. I was just wearing it down, I was wearing it out. So as I mentioned, I had my hair in a protective style for about 7 weeks, and so my hair had a lot of curl definition and it was almost kind of stiff. And so I was gonna wear my hair out for the majority of this video, but I basically looked like a plucked chicken and that was not happening. So I have this headband on, but I am gonna take it off so that we can do a length check at some point during this video. The good thing about me taking my hair out of the protective style of 2-strand twist is that I was able to better separate my hair at the root. And so I may have mentioned this in a previous video. I was planning on taking my twist down like at least once or twice a week and redoing them, so I would pick them down and put them back in. The way that I said that makes it sound like I was going to take them all out and then put them back in. No, I would have just did one section at a time and then moved on to the next one after I put that one back in. Taking my hair out really allowed me to like go through each lock and separate it. I did have some locks that were like connected by like a strand, and so I just separated them. I did have some locks that were kind of entangled, not necessarily marrying, but kind of entangled within the longer part of the strand, and so I wasn't expecting to see that, but I was able to separate it just fine. With me taking my hair out, I am kind of disappointed by the fact that my hair is still short. I know that the Crown Elixir offers accelerated hair growth, but I don't know why I was expecting to take my twist down and to have longer hair. And so like a lot longer hair, like noticeably longer hair. And I think that comes from me having my hair in the twist, and so that really in a sense stretches out my hair. Whatever length I was seeing the twist fall at, that in my mind, because I was so used to seeing that, it made me think that my locks were that long. And that could be true in a sense, because once I took the twist out, my locks individually were more defined in terms of the curl pattern that they got from the twist, and so that obviously made my hair shrink up a little bit. One thing I'm kind of over with at this point is the fact that my hair is super curly every time I wash it. I'm still braiding and banding or twisting and banding my hair, and so I sit under the dryer like that and my hair always is super curly. And at first I liked that look and now I don't like it anymore, and so I really can't wait to the point where my hair is basically straight because it's locked, if that makes sense. So I can't wait to have my hair about chin length and have it all be straight. I know I would still be braiding and banding, but I'm hoping, or twisting and banding, but I'm hoping that the curl definition won't be as strongly visible when my hair is more mature. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a length check. Okay, so as you can see, my hair is basically just sticking up in all sorts of directions. I'm glad that I took it out because it gave me more time with my hair. I had only been seeing it from the perspective of it being in a protective style. And so this is how my hair looks, what was it, 7 weeks ago? This is exactly how my hair looks. So it doesn't look any longer. It has the same shape. It's the same length, at least how it looks right now. And so I'm gonna do a length check. I'm gonna do a piece in the front and a nape piece. So this comes about right here to the middle of my nose, which is cool. This one comes to about the exact same spot right there. The bottom nape. So let's look at the texture of this lock. So this comes to right about here. On the other side, the same lock for texture. And it comes to right about here. So they come to about the same length. Let's do the sides. So I'm doing the sides here. Texture. This comes to about chin. Same thing on this side. Texture. And it comes about the same. So when stretched, my hair does look a little bit longer, but it shrinks up a little bit, and so you're not really able to see the length of my hair. So we did a length check. So I did mention in a previous video that I planned on using the Crown Elixir for at least 6 months, so that would be 6 bottles. I also have in the back of my mind that I want to continue using it for at least 12 months so that I can hopefully gain 12 inches in a year. So with each bottle, I'm hoping to get at least an inch of hair, and then each month, if I do that for 12 months, will be 12 inches of hair. One thing I want to point out is that when I first took my hair out, it was very stiff and it didn't have much body to it, and so I did have to use a spray bottle to just give it some moisture, and that helped a little bit, but it still has the stringy look that I was not expecting to see, and overall I just forgot how short it was, so that was just an adjustment for me. Okay, so let's talk about my retightening. So I mentioned in my other video that I did retighten my hair a week early, so I did it at 3 weeks. I did the same thing this time with the second retie. I was really excited to see how much new growth I had, and I felt like if I let it go a little bit longer, I wouldn't have been able to manage it. And so I went ahead and retied my hair at 3 weeks for the second time in a row. And so one thing that I want to note with that retightening was that it took me about 10 hours, and I did it 10 hours straight. So I started at about 6:30 at night, and I went way until about 4 a.m. the next day. And so I occupied that time with watching a lot of TV, so basketball. I was watching Jersey Shore at one point, and what I like to do is tape a bunch of episodes and then kind of like watch them back to back to back. And so because I watch Netflix a lot and you can binge watch, that's what I like doing with the shows that come on regular TV. And so I had enough entertainment to keep me occupied, and I just didn't want to stop. Like, the reason why I didn't want to stop was because I knew that if I stretched out my retightening, I was still going to use the Crown Elixir in between. And I noticed some hair growth within a week of using the Crown Elixir. So I didn't want to retighten sections of my hair earlier than others. And then by the time that I did my whole head, the sections that I retightened first had new growth, whereas the sections I retightened last were still close to the scalp. And so I didn't want that discrepancy with my hair. I wanted it all done at one time so that I could use the Crown Elixir and it would kind of grow at the same rate. It was growing at the same rate, but it looks differently because of when my hair is retightened, if that makes sense. So in my other video, I mentioned that I wanted to keep my hair on a 4-week schedule. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Initially, I thought that it would be too much new growth for me to manage, and so I thought the sooner I did it within a reasonable amount of time would be good. And so right now, I seem to be retightening my hair every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks is a lot, and so I'm not sure if that is something that I can keep up. So instead of doing 4 weeks, I want to try and maybe push it to 6 weeks. That way I can continue retightening my hair at the rate that it's used to being retightened. The only difference would be is that I would have more hair to retighten. So with that being said, that kind of means that my retightenings would be longer. So instead of 10 hours, it would probably stretch to maybe 15 hours, depending on how much new growth it is, and then whether or not I take breaks, whether I split it up or whether I just go straight. I think as of right now, I think I'm more a fan of the 6-week schedule, just because that would be a lot less time that I have to retighten my hair compared to doing it every 3 weeks or doing it every 4 weeks. So if I did it 4 weeks, that would be 12 times a year. If I did it every 6 weeks, that's probably about 8 or 9 times a year, and that just sounds like a much better number. So in terms of retightening, right now I am doing it myself. And in 2020, between April and I believe maybe August, I was going to my consultant to do my hair, and I have not been back to my consultant basically since I started this set. And the reason why I haven't gone back is because of the Crown Elixir. So I'm still trying to figure out whether or not to do my hair 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and earlier in this video I seem to have decided on 6 weeks. And so if it is 6 weeks, maybe I can start going back to my consultant, but I don't know how that's going to affect the price. So right now I feel comfortable doing it on my own some more, and then maybe I could look into going back to her to do my retightening. The benefit of going to her is that it would be much quicker regardless of how much new growth I have. So I think with this amount of hair, 460 locks, she did it in about just under 2 hours, I believe. And then with 530 locks, she did about almost 3.5 hours. And so I think 3.5 hours with this number of locks, but just more new growth is more reasonable. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to retightening is that I almost lost my Nappy lock tool. So I have about 4 tools. So I have 2 micro minis, I have a micro, and then I have a small. So between the micro and the small, one of them I have 2 of, and so I don't really use the micro and the small, I just use the micro mini. And so the differences between the micro minis is that one is thinner than the other. And so in my 2 retightenings that I did in my previous video and the one I'm showing you in this video, I used the thinner micro mini tool. And I don't think there is going to be a slight difference if I used a thicker micro mini, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. And so when I lost the tool that I was using, I freaked out thinking I was going to have to order another one, and then that made me think about, well, just use the one that's slightly thicker. I think the one that is slightly thicker will hold up more in the long run, because what I've noticed with the thinner one is that because it's weaker in the sense that it's not as thick, it struggles to go through some of the bigger locks a little bit, whereas with the thicker micro mini, I don't think it will have that issue just because it has more weight to it. And hopefully that extra weight to it won't damage my hair. And so far I haven't really noticed any damage to my hair unless I don't insert the tool correctly into my hair. So like if I'm rushing, or if I'm not taking the time to actually create space in my lock for the tool to go through, that's when I can experience issues with pulling or snagging or anything like that. Okay, time for the good stuff. So the Crown Elixir, I am so happy that I'm using the Crown Elixir just because it is giving me clear hair growth, accelerated hair growth, and I really just want to keep using it until I get to 6 months, and then until I get to 12 months. I'm really anxious to see how much hair I will have come December of 2021. So I do want to talk about a few things when it comes to the Crown Elixir. So I have noticed that when my hair is in a protective style and I spray the Crown Elixir on, right now my routine is to spray twice daily, and I do that every day. I don't rinse my hair out daily. I just wash my hair every Thursday or every Friday. What I've noticed about my hair is that my hair has started to feel a little bit hard. So hard, crunchy, and I don't like that feeling. And so what I've started to do is I don't reduce the amount of times I use the Crown Elixir, so I'm gonna use it twice a day regardless. I have started to spray water on my hair to hopefully just give it some moisture and soften my locks up a little bit. My hair definitely feels softer after I wash it, and then because I'm using the Crown Elixir every day, right after I wash it, I'm just putting more Crown Elixir in it. And so that crunchy feeling does return. So if you are using the Crown Elixir and you notice that your hair feels crunchy, spray some water on it, mist water on it, so that it softens your hair up and gives it some moisture. I am also about to run out of my current bottle. This is going to be my second bottle of Crown Elixir that I'm running out of. I have enough, I think, for about, I want to say 2 or 3 more days. And so I'm going to keep using the Crown Elixir until I run out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my hair once I run out. I can either leave my hair in the protective style of 2-strand twist, or I can take it out how it is now. And that was initially my plan. So last night I took my hair out. I technically wasn't supposed to take it out because I just wanted to leave it in the protective style so that I could use up the Crown Elixir, and then I was going to take my hair out. And so I don't know if that's still going to be an option. Right now I feel like it's just easier to leave my hair in the protective style, like way easier than having locks and having hair freedom. And so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that. And also leaving my hair in the protective style makes it easier when wash days come, because in the past what I was doing is I was having to, each time I washed my hair, twist my hair up right before I washed my hair. And with my hair being already twisted, I can literally just hop in the shower, wash my hair like anytime I want, hop in the shower, wash my hair, let it dry, sit it under the dryer, and then I'm all good. And then I don't take the twist out. And so that part of my routine I really loved, because it takes me about 30 minutes to twist up my hair. And I also didn't want to twist up my hair, spray the Crown Elixir, take it down, twist up my hair, spray the Crown Elixir, and then take it down. And so I felt like that was just too much time going into twisting my hair and not really the hair freedom that I wanted. If my hair was longer, it would be easier to twist, and so I think I would be more likely to do that option of twisting it, spraying, and then taking it down once it's dry. But because my hair is so short, it just makes sense to leave it up in a protective style. So as of right now, what I need to do with the Crown Elixir is I need to wait for new bottles to come. So I did place an order. I placed 2 orders because I was paranoid. So I placed the first order for 2 bottles. And then I realized that, or I knew at the time that I placed the order for those 2 bottles that they would not ship out until maybe March 1st, or they wouldn't be processed, the order wouldn't be processed until March 1st, and then I probably wouldn't get it for another week or 2. So that means basically for the first 2 weeks of March, depending on when I run out of my current bottle, I may not be using Crown Elixir. And so with that in mind, I started freaking out about the next time the product would be in stock, when would I order it, when would it come, and all of that. And so I went ahead and placed a second order for just 1 bottle of Crown Elixir so that I don't feel like I'm gonna run into the issue of running out and then having to wait for a new stock to come. So I have 3 bottles on the way to me, and I will probably order at least 1 more for sure to finalize having 6 bottles. And then I think to be on the safe side, I might as well just order 1 or 2 more so that I don't run into this issue again. Everything seems to be going well so far with the Crown Elixir. The only thing that I have noticed is that it hasn't really helped with my dry scalp issues. So my hair still flakes a little bit, which I'm surprised by because of the ingredients in the Crown Elixir. What's very interesting to me is that this is a product that is meant to create a healthy environment on your scalp for your hair to grow, but my scalp is still dry and flaky. And so I don't think that's anything to do with the product. I think it's just the condition of my scalp and my hair. That's just how my hair is. So I'm at right now, because I don't want to add other products into my routine of using the Crown Elixir, because I don't know how it's going to react. So I don't want to have a adverse reaction to where my hair falls out because I'm mixing something that shouldn't be mixed with the Crown Elixir. So as of right now, I'm either just going to use the Crown Elixir as is, or I'll use a combination of the Crown Elixir and just plain water. So yeah. So one other thing I want to mention, in case you're curious, is that this is going to be my 3rd month of being locked on March 9th. So I'm not sure when exactly you're going to see this video, but it is February 27th right now. It's February 27th right now, and it's going to be 3 months for me on March 9th. And so I'm really excited to get to 3 months. I had my last set in for about 4 months, and so I'm really just trying to get to 4 months. I'm trying to get through 2 retightenings, which I have, and my second retightening was early, and my first one was early too, just because of me using the Crown Elixir. So I'm so proud of myself for getting through 2 retightening because with my previous sets I made it to 2 and then I took my hair out. So one other thing that I want to talk about is that I am in some sense kind of unhappy with my hair, and this is totally my fault. So when I was doing my hair, I was doing my parting before putting the twist in. So I parted my hair, twisted it, and then took down each twist and braided it up. This is what I did for my first set, and that came out well. And so because I was having so many issues with the other sets that I had started in 2020, I wanted to twist first so that I can make adjustments as needed and then braid up my hair. And so I'm really mad at myself because I parted my hair, I put my hair in buns so that I could evaluate the part, and I knew that this section of my hair right here, I knew that it had less hair than this side, and for whatever reason I did not take enough time to like figure out why and to actually adjust my hair. And so if I ever show my hair from the back from this side, or if I have my hair in a hairstyle that shows the rows on this side, you'll see that the rows are crooked. And so instead of going in a loop like this, my hair is really the U, it's not a perfect U, so my hair is more like this, if that makes sense. And I really hate that I didn't just take the time to figure out how to fix that. I was in such a rush to get a new set in because I wanted hair freedom, I wanted a set of locks, and so I didn't take the time to step away, think about it some more, and then come back and part it so that it looks better, or just ask someone to help me. And I am kind of annoyed by the fact that this part, this row, is at a weird angle and it throws off basically everything on the right side, if that makes sense. And so I was very, very, very tempted to kind of redo it, and I have redone some locks, so I probably redid at least 10, if not more than 10. So I'm gonna say that wait. Yeah, I'm gonna say I did at least 10 over, which is really bad, so I need to stop doing that, because if I do too many, I'm gonna throw off the rest of my grid, and then I'm gonna be pissed, and then I'm gonna be in the same situation that I was in the set prior to this, where I was like, okay, I messed up my grid, let me take this down and start over. And so basically with how my hair is on the right side, so on this side, I would basically have to redo this section of my hair forward, and then also the top right here in the front. And so I could easily do that. It would take some time. Definitely with me using the Crown Elixir on the interlocks portion of my hair, it has made those areas of my locks thicker and more compact, so it would be harder to take them down. And I obviously had that issue with the other 2 sets that I took down, so I would lose a lot of hair. And then I realized that it was easier to use a push pin to take out the locks that I've taken out and redone so far, the 10 that I've been talking about. I used a push pin for those, and that is so time consuming, and that's not something I want to do for like at least 100 locks, like no. So I think I've talked myself out of taking down the locks in the right side of my head, and I think I'm just gonna let it be and just love my locks and really get to 4 months, get to 6 months, get to 10 months, get to 12 months. So I really want to be a year locked, and if I just keep starting over, I'm never gonna get to that point. My hair is gonna get longer, but I'm never gonna get to that point of being able to say, hey, I'm a year locked now. Because if you think about it, in April 30th, I believe, I would be able to say that I was a year locked if I hadn't taken out that set that was about 460, 467. That set was perfect. Like, my hairline looks good, the back looks good, the parts were big and thick, and I still had 460 locks. So that was probably my healthiest set because of everything that I just explained, and then I took it down because of the crookedness on the right side. So I don't know what it is with me and parting my hair. I'm super upset that I didn't have the ring light when I first did this process back in April of last year, and so I think that that would have made a big difference, and I probably would have been able to do my parting more to my liking. And so I'm just gonna take a deep breath and let it go. Just really try to enjoy my hair, grow my hair, and get it to a point where I am happy with it in terms of having longer hair and obviously having healthy hair. So yeah, so we covered quite a bit in this video. If you're still with me, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has been helpful for you if you have short locks, if you're also using the Crown Elixir, or if you are self-retightening your own locks. And so yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.